Guys, welcome to another Thursday call. And as usual, I just really want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day. I hope my microphone's okay. I don't know, my internet's connecting weird. And spending time on team calls because they're so important to connect in the week so that we can see faces and know that we aren't alone, and that's so important. And I'm so excited tonight to have Bree Holland with us. Bree and I met on the Inspire Empire page just through, and we're Anita's personally sponsored coaches, and got to know each other over time. And she's just such a fantastic leader, and she really has a handle on her social media. She's very good with brand attraction and attraction marketing, and the way she uses color and mood to have a theme with everything, and it's been really fun to watch her grow. She's a 3-star diamond premier coach. I think you're like 118 in the network right now.
Yeah, I think it's something. It flexes a little bit. I actually try not to look at it anymore because Joe tells me my numbers, and I'm like, I cry when it goes up, and then I'm like, it's just a number. It's just a number. It's not the end of the year. So,
but she's in the top. She's in the top
200.
50 in the central region, so she's doing great, and I'm so blessed to have her here. So I just want to, what I'm going to do is just like, since we're just a few of us are here, and I do apologize, I think everybody must be, I don't know, getting ready for 4th of July weekend or something, but I want you to, if you would go ahead and start. I don't really have any major announcements. We have our new specials. I've looked at them, but the fix is still on for 140, and I didn't see the other ones because that's the only one that popped out.
22-minute hardcore is 140.
Yeah, it's been 140 since it started. I think it's.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna move it to 160 or if they're just keeping it at 140.
I feel like they're keeping it at 140 because
I hope they do.
It's an 8-week straight up. I think that's a great price point for it.
Yeah, I agree.
So boot camp and wait. 2 things people love and gets results. Okay. Well, let's just move on. I'm going to make sure everyone's muted here, and if you have any questions for Bree, we'll ask at the end, and I will give you the floor, my dear. And she has a brand new baby, Penelope. She has a little 2-year-old, Scarlett.
She's 3.5. She's in school part-time, but yeah, she.
Okay, and you're in Michigan?
I'm in Iowa.
Oh, why do I always want to say? Why do I think you're the Michigan? Right?
Because everybody else, the Michigan girls, because they're like the closest to me. Everybody else is like.
Yeah,
I'm like isolated. I have like the closest place is Chicago or Des Moines.
So when we talk about building a network, she's in Iowa, and it's like she's done this. And you met Anita through Instagram, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, that's right.
And I only just started Instagram. I mean, I've been posting to Instagram, but I only started figuring out its algorithm and how to explore it a little bit in the last 2 months since having my daughter, Penelope. So this is all pretty new to me. I'm starting out. I have a little presentation because I think it's important to know some of this information before I just share like, hey, you need to go follow people and unfollow people, because if you aren't making quality social media posts, none of that training is going to matter. And so I actually have a little bit different of a focus for you guys as the main message, but then I will at the end, we can go over some tips and tricks of how I grow. So I do want to share my screen and have some slides because otherwise I'd be way off track. I will like talk for an hour about something and it'll turn into 20 things. So I like slides. So let me see if I can share my screen. I was hoping this child would be sleeping by now, but usually that never happens the way you want it to. So we'll just go with it. Can you see my screen? Okay. All right. Do you want to leave it? No? So your business, your way. I don't know why I came with that title. It was because I was nursing and like I got to put a title on. So social media, knowing your niche is huge. If you sign up as a coach and you're going to Mona and you're saying, I'm scared to post, I'm scared to put myself out there, I'm scared to share my transformations. I don't know what to post. You've got to make the decision right now to not be, or to get over that fear. Because I'll tell you right now, without social media, your business will fall flat. You're not running a business without social media. And I only say that pretty brutally because you're not going to stand at Walgreens and hand out business cards and make a business, right? It's not going to happen. And you don't have enough friends and family to sustain a six-figure income business. So if you're on this call and you're looking to grow a somewhat decent business, social media is crucial. It's absolutely a must, and you have to get over the fear of posting. Set your profile to public. I don't care what you say, or creepers are going to see your children, or some serial stalker person is going to come to your house. Guys, that's happened to me, and it was before I was a coach. It's happened to me. My profile has been duplicated, and it came out that I was cheating on my boyfriend because of this duplicate, like all sorts of crazy drama. But guess what? I just keep posting because none of that BS matters. Sorry, no, there's some children on the call. Because what I'm doing is honest and true, and what I'm doing is building a business for myself and hitting goals for my family. And so if some creeper out there, they could be at Target, for crying out loud, right? Like, you're not going to not go to the grocery store because there could be a pedophile. You're not going to not go to the movie theater because there's some weirdo, right, that might like hit on you. You cannot be scared to share your journey on social media. Social media is the bread and butter of your business. And sorry, I get on fire about this because my coaches are like, I'm too afraid, like my kids, if you post a picture of your kid in the bathtub and their booty showing and you want to set it to just friends only, that's fine. But your profile as a coach, you have signed up and committed to making a business. And so your profile is now your storefront, okay? A Subway's not going to open a restaurant and not put Subway on the front of it, right? They're going to say, we're a Subway. They're not going to be like, well, what if people don't like sandwiches? So let's just not put Subway so that they walk in. If they don't like sandwiches, they're going to walk in and walk out. So you got to be the storefront. You got to be bold, okay? So knowing your niche, I want to introduce you to Courtney. Yes, that's 3 different women. But know who you're talking to. I have defined my niche, the person that I'm talking to, so clearly that when I make a post, I speak to Courtney. You can name it whoever you want. You can name it Ariel from Little Mermaid. It can be a girl, a guy. I don't care. But Courtney is my ideal client. Courtney is me. And the person that I want on my team, the person I want in my challenge groups. Courtney is a mom. Courtney is between 20 and 30. She's got kids. She's happy. Maybe she's struggling with depression because of becoming a new mom. But Courtney is someone that I want to introduce you to. And I want to define her so that you can then, by the end of this call, I have a call to action for you to then figure out exactly who you're speaking to, because this is describing who I talk to, and we might have completely different scenarios of our life and who we're speaking to, but this is going to show you exactly how you're going to post to social media. So I want to introduce you to Courtney. She's a female. Sometimes she's a male, but that's 0.1% of the time. I have 2 male coaches on my team, and it's only because one guy wanted a discount and one guy's under his sister. And he's actually doing incredible. He's lost over 100 pounds, and he's an Emerald coach. So that's 2 out of 180 coaches on my team. So you can see Courtney is a girl. She's 25 to 35. She has kids, okay? She's got 1 to 3 kids. She doesn't have 12. She's got 1 to 3. She's way too busy. She works a full-time job at times, and then she dabbles in deciding to quit her job and has no idea what she wants to do with her life. She likes the challenge and is self-competitive, meaning she doesn't care what other people are doing to succeed. She cares about when she fails and gets crushed when she fails and is ecstatic when she succeeds in her own goals. She owns books but never finishes due to lack of time. So she goes to Barnes & Noble, she sips on the coffee, she buys that inspirational book in bestsellers, and then it sits on a shelf and she reads the back cover page and goes, wow, I really need to read that book, maybe when my kids are in college. She enjoys reality television. I mean, if this girl is going to be on our team, she's going to like The Bachelorette. She's going to want to talk about, the Real Housewives. She's going to want to talk about 19 Kids and Counting. She's going to want to talk about the TLC shows that I'm obsessed with, okay? Courtney likes romantic comedies. She's okay with action because it's important to her boyfriend or spouse. So she'll watch Game of Thrones on Sundays, and that's about it. She loves fashion, beauty, and everything revolves around it. Courtney loves to feel good, so she likes getting cute clothes. She's a mom. She doesn't want to feel like a slob. So that's important to her. Okay, one more slide of who Courtney is. This is how detailed, and I really am reading this word for word because I want you to see how I focused in on who I'm talking to. Courtney needs a lot of structure. She's kind of got a scatterbrain. Struggles with believing she can. There's days where she feels unstoppable, and there's days where she goes, I'm going to quit. She's very cold and hot temper. She's working on her relationship with God. If you asked her if she's a Christian, she's not sure, but she believes that there's something out there to believe in, and she's working on figuring that out. She loves coffee. She loves a lifestyle. She's a Starbucks junkie. She loves everything that revolves around coffee, the smell, the taste, the lifestyle. She used to be athletic, but the kids came, and now, no, she doesn't go play tennis on the weekends. She's not in gymnastics anymore because God knows we cannot bend like that after a child. She's looking to live a luxurious life, but cannot afford it. She likes the fancy things, but again, her lifestyle, she can't afford the fancy things. So Old Navy's her go-to. Social media is on her radar. She has a Facebook. She posts her kids. She dabbles in Instagram. She's on Facebook daily, checking into groups and joining mom stuff. And she loves looking at pretty images. Her Pinterest is exploding with beauty, hair, stuff for her girls or boys if she has boy children. She reads magazines. Because of her short attention span, she likes the short action calls in an article that inspire her rather than those long novels. All right, her pain points. This is important when you're creating your ideal client because if you, you can probably see my notes down here. If you can't get into bed with your client and know what's going to make them tick and who they really are, you're not going to be able to help them. So I just described to you all the amazing things about Courtney and why she's my ideal client, but I also need to know what her pain points are. So she struggles with work and home balance. She feels a sense of guilt when she's with her family because she's not working. She feels a sense of guilt when she's working because she's not with her family. She has a hard time being present with the tasks at hand because she's always thinking of the next move. Time management for the important things. She knows they're important, but she has a really hard time being structured with that. She has a hard time, like pain points, feeling like she's honoring her spouse. Whether you have a boyfriend, a husband, a girlfriend, part of being in a relationship is honoring them with your body, with your time. And I'm not just saying you need to look like a sex goddess. I'm saying she has a hard time feeling worthy. She knows her kids are at the age where they're watching her, and she knows that her mindset and the things she says probably need a little bit of an adjustment because her kids are starting to pick up on that negative self-talk. You have to know that you're going to reach people that are ready for the pain of where their current life is, that pain is more and it outweighs the pain of what change is going to be. Does that make sense? So if they have all these amazing qualities and they're living a decent life, they're working a job, they've got these fabulous children, they've got all these things going for them, they enjoy these movies, and they get, a date night every 2 months, but there's something missing. Deep down, I cannot complain about my life before Beachbody, but I was struggling. I was lost. I had no passion. I wasn't on a path to anywhere. It was a 9 to 5 day in, day out. There was nothing further than the Monday through Friday grind. And that pain of not feeling passion was worth changing and the struggle to make something happen. Okay. So you have to ask yourself, who is your Courtney? It can take 10 minutes. It could take 5 minutes. It could take an hour or a week to figure out who Courtney is, but you need to thoroughly define. And I'm talking about beyond her demographic. I don't want to hear, I want to help somebody that's a mom, because that's not specific enough. There are a lot of moms that I have signed up on my team where I'm like, oh goodness, I have learned how to post to speak to the people, to the Courtneys, because I can't help the Thomas and the Mona and the Joe down the street. I can only help Courtneys to the best of my ability. Am I saying turn people away every second? No. But I am saying when you start posting like this, your team is going to start thriving because they are going to be the same mind as you. They are going to have the same interests, the same ticks, the same time, the same effort, and match you for what you're doing and what your message is on your team. Because some teams, you're not going to be able to help someone no matter how bad they want this. So you need to be attracting the Courtneys to your business. Because it doesn't matter if you recruit 20 Joes. If you're looking for Courtney, Joe's going to disappear. So you need to figure out your avatar. And I hate that because that movie, like Blue Weirdo Dummies in a Movie, like wasn't my favorite movie. But you need to find that avatar, okay? All right, so the next thing is, how do you structure your Facebook, your like page, your Instagram, your blog? Are you structuring it in such a way that Courtney knows every day where to find you, what you're about, and is engaging with you? Because if you're not structuring your social media posts to fit Courtney's profile, you're not doing anything and your business is going to be stale. You're going to be depressed in your challenge groups because you're going to have a lot of Thomases and Sallys, and you're not going to have any Courtneys, and you're not going to thrive. You need to go take a good hard look at what you're doing to make sure that you're structuring each and every post. I'm sick of seeing coaches, and this is not to anybody. This is in general because there are a lot of coaches out there. I'm sick of seeing coaches copying people, copying coaches to the point of not being authentic to who they are. There is a difference between being inspired by a top coach and trying to mimic and become that top coach. I am not a Lindsay Matway. I am not that religious. I am not that sweet. I am not a Melanie Mitro. I am not that hands-on of a mom. I don't have boys for children. I don't get it, okay? There are certain things that she posts about, that, like I follow Jatana Jackson. Not in a million years would I post about going mudding for Father's Day because, sorry, honey, if you want to go mudding, you can go by yourself. That is not who I am. I am not a play mom. And what that means is I love my children dearly, but I put them in activities. Well, Penelope is 2 months. She's not in activities. But Sophia goes to activities to get that play out of her. We pay a little extra money to send her to a school that will give her that creative outlet because that's not me. And I have realized that about myself. So I structure my posts as such. I'm not the mom that's posting the kid at home crafts and shaving cream and popsicle towers. That is not me. And I'm not looking for that mom. Maybe you are. So you need to get really defined on who you're speaking to, because the second you attract somebody that's not what you're looking for your team, it affects the whole team. Because 90% of my team is me. And so when I bring that awkward, not so much Courtney into the team environment, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't make my team thrive. It doesn't help my challenge groups. Okay. And if you want more info on this, this is a really great resource. Amy Porterfield, specifically podcast episode 106. Some of these topics that I'm speaking on, a little bit of this comes from this. Okay? So are you attracting or repelling your ideal client? It's really great. She talks to a photographer. It's Jasmine Starr. I have a note down here. And she has a freebie in those podcasts. So look that up. She gives some freebies away. It's really informative, and she'll dive into this more. All right. So now we're going to get into the meat of how to do this. And I don't know how long your calls run, but we're going to start, and you just kind of like stop. All right. So the top picture right here, if you guys can see this, there's my kid, there's me working out, there's lots of words, it's very busy, I have no uniformity, there's different filters, it's confusing. Somebody would look at that and say, okay, right? There's nothing there that I'm going, wow, that caught my attention. Maybe, oh, she likes fitness. She's got big thighs, muscles. I don't know. When you look at this second picture here, does it draw you in more because there's visual flow, right? And so the second I realized I was spitballing every single passion and love and quote and thing and message and word and pretty thing onto pictures, but it didn't matter because it was too much. Sometimes you need to stop. You need to visualize Courtney and say, would Courtney get really distracted by that and not know what your message is? Yeah. Courtney, if I was trying to get Courtney to sign up as a coach, that first picture, this would not draw her in. She would be so confused by looking at my Instagram, she probably wouldn't even follow me because she wouldn't like it. The OCD in her wouldn't like it. So when I stopped and said, what is my mission on my Facebook and on my Instagram? I am growing a business. I love helping people, and that should be at the forefront of our minds. But guess what? That's for your challenge groups. You can share links. You can share quotes. You can share all the junk you want in your challenge group. But when you're trying to attract people, if you're trying to grow a business, you need to stop. You need to clear out the clutter, and you need to truly visualize what would attract me. And so I go to people's Instagram. So we're specifically talking Instagram tonight. So I go to people's pages, and you'll notice that when you search people, so if you search somebody famous, they'll have a little blue dot. And I really wish I could have screenshotted this, but my phone died, and so I was working with what I had. It'll have a blue dot if they're famous or have over a certain amount of following. Like, they are known on Instagram, okay? So they'll have a little blue dot. And if you go to their Instagrams, those people have flow. You aren't going to go to an Instagram account. First of all, they probably have somebody that they pay to run their Instagram account, but they have something that a lot of people, so say you have 95 followers. You don't really care, right? You're doing it because it's fun and you want to post a picture of your kid. But if your mindset, if you're running a business, your mindset has to be, I'm the CEO of $1 million company. Would they throw just any old picture up? Or would they throw something up that's going to make sense to where they're going, to what their message is, to what they're doing? So I had to clear the clutter, simplify it, and say, I'm going to speak about these 3 things. Facebook, you can get a little more creative and pick 3 to 5. I would say no more than 5. It gets very confusing. And people are going to scroll your page for hours and not know that you're a coach or that you have a team to offer. So Instagram, no more than 3. If you love jewelry, you love shoes, you love cooking, you love fitness, you love nature, you love gardening, that's great. Maybe you ride horseback, maybe your kiddo's in gymnastics. It's too much. It's too overload and somebody doesn't get your message. So what I did was I picked 3 colors. I started with colors because that's an easy thing, right? What are you visually drawn to? When you go to your filters, is it bright? Is it filtered to be soft? Is it vibrant orange and green? Whatever those 3 colors are, stick to that. And I'm not saying all your pictures have to have purple words on it. I'm saying focus so that it makes sense on your Instagram. And then once you pick your colors, you need to pick 3 topics that you're going to stick to. Ideally, it's 2. Shailene will tell you 2. Shailene Johnson. I pick 3. Because of Beachbody coaching, I do share fitness. I do share the occasional picture of my child because I do have friends and family, but I focus on making it pretty and make sense. So instead of those cluttery things that I was posting, the weird, I was trying to be Raina Odell and post my funny meme tank tops. And then I was trying to be Melanie Mitro, where I was sharing my children. And then I was trying to be Anita Myron and be the boss mom and post my awesome help wanted signs. It was too much and I wasn't speaking to anybody. So once I honed in and I said, okay, what's visually pleasing to me? What are 3 colors that attract me? And what makes me want to go back for more? So I went and studied some profiles of people that I really liked following. None of them are coaches. They're just simply pleasing Instagram accounts that I like. I happen to like the hills from when I was like 10 or 12. And so I follow Kristen. Her last name is Cavalieri now. And so I went to her Instagram. I said, why do I like this Instagram? It's just a picture of shoes. It's just a picture of her jewelry. It's a picture of her new book. What do I like about it? I've never even read her book. But guess what I love about it? It's very soft and it's black and white. Not all her pictures are black and white, but the color is black and white, if that makes sense. It's very subtle. Every image makes sense on her Instagram. So when I screenshot this, I go, hey, that makes sense. It might have different things in it, but it makes sense and it's pleasing to the eye. So when you're going to Instagram and somebody scrolls your Instagram, it can't be cluttered or they won't follow you. So that's a really important thing. So you pick your 3 colors and you stick to one filter. Hold on, our dog walker is here, so please pause. I'm sorry. Hello, I'm in the middle of a call.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I couldn't remember if the door was locked. Thank you.
Dog walker. I like that.
He's coming to play with the dog.
Celine would say, delegate.
Yeah, I know. Erin was like, he's going to come play with her. She just has so much energy. When you have an 8-month-old dog, it's like you could walk her and play with her all day, and it's still like, somebody come play with the dog. Sorry. No, you're fine. Okay. Yes, delegate. All right, I got to get my train of thought back. All right. So we've talked about colors, we've talked about visualization, and we've talked about your 3 topics. You might have so much more to offer, but it's like putting somebody in a Coach Basics group and telling them what 5-star diamond bonus is, right? They don't need to know that. And again, it's the same with your Instagram. They don't need to know how old your children are and that they're in gymnastics and in water sports and doing swim lessons and that you just, baked an omelet for breakfast. Nobody needs to know that. All you're trying to do is attraction marketing, which means you're trying to attract that ideal client into your life so then you can share every single day in the team page. They're going to get to know you, right? So this isn't for them to get to know the ins and outs of your daily life and the daily grind and the gross, like, hey, check out my kitchen sink. I'm a real mom too. I have dishes. This is to be aesthetically pleasing, and that's what Instagram is all about. It's not about long posts. So what I've done to simplify my posting, because I am that person where I get very clutter oriented and I'm very like all over the place with posting. Like I love beautiful pictures, but sometimes it's too much. So I tell myself every 5 to 8 photos, I post flowers. And that's what I do now. Yours might be completely different. Maybe you're a foodie. Maybe it's your kids. Whatever it is, it makes it flow. So you can see right here, just in the snippet, I have flowers here. I have flowers on my table. I share, if you go to my Instagram, it's Bree Get Fit. I have flowers. And that simplified it. Flowers have nothing to do with coaching, people. It has nothing to do with it, besides that it makes my page pleasing to the eye. And then when I make this help wanted post, it makes sense. And somebody goes, I'm going to click on that. Instead of like all the jumbly, if I had this help wanted picture in this first photo, it wouldn't stand out. Nobody would understand it. They'd be like, oh, that girl really likes her wording on her pictures there, right? Like help wanted, yeah, to do what with her swimsuit? I don't get it. It wouldn't make sense. But in this photo, it stands out because it's simple, because that's the one thing that catches your eye, right? And so when you're doing colors and stuff, you might love the rainbow. You may love every single color, like Sophia says. I want all the colors, Mom. Well, that's great for your toes, but not for my Instagram, okay? So you have to be really honed in on who your market is. So when I said, who is your Courtney, I would challenge you to write that down and get to the specifics, the nitty-gritty of what makes her tick. Does she wake up early? Is she a night owl? Does she have OCD or does she love crazy clutter? Get really specific. And as scary as that sounds, people always ask me, do you think Beachbody is going to dry up? Or, it's going to get, the market is just going to be saturated. I'm like, I believe in longevity. And you know why that is? is because I believe every coach has a niche. No one coach has the same story, which means they have a different niche and they're reaching different people. And so there is never a scarcity of those people that you're looking for, okay? I'm not looking, I mean, I would love Mona Brown on my team, so that would be an awful example because Mona would be somebody I would love to attract. But I'm not looking for the Scotty Hobbs, right? I wouldn't know how to train him. I'm not looking for the Bonnie Ingalls. She has all the time in the world. She might get frustrated because I'm a mom and not responding to her, and she's trying to get to the top, and I wouldn't know what to do because she'd be so on fire, and I would be suffocating her fire, right? Like, I have to grow at my pace with my children, and she's like, my husband's deployed, I'm going for it. Like, she sits, 6 a.m. to who knows when, midnight, working her business. And she'd be like, Bree. So you have to know who you can work with well. You have to know who's gonna be an asset to your team and who's gonna really thrive under your leadership and care. And so I talk more about speaking and relating and posting to that coach. Courtney is a coach I'm trying to attract. You will bring challengers in this way. Your coaches can be your challengers. But I highly suggest, if you're trying to run a business, that you are attracting coaches, that you are bringing in business builders, that you are talking about the business more than you're talking about fitness. Because without talking about the business, you're a glorified person that loves fitness. That's it. Somebody would not know that you have a real opportunity, that your team, that what you're doing sharing your workouts is way more than I want to motivate you to work out. It's way more than that. And the second I started following Anita, I was drawn to her working out, but I was drawn to the freedom. Yeah. See, I was. I was drawn to the lifestyle. And so if you want somebody to be drawn to the lifestyle, you have to preach the lifestyle. You don't have to have $1 million or be in the 15-star Diamond Club. You have to preach the lifestyle before you're there. And so I post on my Instagram, fabulous, luxurious type life. I'm not lying. I still post workouts in my living room, but I make sure the filter is right. I make sure that the colors are right. I make sure that the pose is right and that I use an app, Perfect 365, to kind of get the bags out of my eyes because I am attracting that person. My team knows I'm real. I show up for calls like this with no makeup on, right? And they'll get to know me. But when you're attracting that person, I was attracted to Anita because she was professional, because she knew what she was talking about, because she was sharing the freedom. When I joined her team and then now I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, she was a hot mess. And she would say that about herself. She wasn't in the top of anything. I was like, she was where I was at, right? And I feel like I have a long ways to go. I don't feel like I'm anybody in the business. I'm not. There are so many coaches. I have accomplished a lot for me personally and for my family, but I have so much more that I'm going after. And that's the person that I want to attract, is to see that this visualization on my Instagram is so luxurious and soft and exciting and tropical and luxurious, right? My team is the Lux Legacy. Like, we're a little fancy pants. And I would say some of my coaches are not that way, but that's me, right? They know me. I am like the brat on the team, if you want to put it that way. Like, I like nice things. Aaron says it all the time. Like, don't buy me that cheap $5 champagne if I say I want mimosas. And that's okay with me. And you might not be that girl. You might be somebody completely different, but you've got to know who that coach is that you want on your team. I would love, like, I follow Nikki Whiting. She's right up my alley. Soft, luxurious. She's the one that's posting like the neck down of her baby and her oatmeal because she probably is like, I just had a baby. My face does not look that good to post. Like, that's me, and I'm okay with that. So you need to know and visualize this person so you can speak to her. And so I speak directly to Courtney through my Instagram, through my posts. I want to attract that person that likes nice things, that wants to buy flowers for the table, has peonies on their desk, and their books are laid out just right. That's what I want, right? And so you have to visualize it, and then you need to put it into practice. Taking a picture of your half-eaten oatmeal, not going to cut it. taking a picture of a sweaty selfie in a darkly lit room. I don't care what you have to do to get some light. Girl, let me tell you, open your fridge, stick your camera, flip it around, and get some light. You have got to be pleasing to the eye on your social media. Enough of the half-eaten food on the plate. Enough of the children eating the food with it all over their face. Maybe that's the person you're attracting, which is fine, but you also have to be attracting business builders. That is your goal in this. If you're trying to grow a team, if you're trying to grow a business, you're trying to gain financial freedom for something, right? I got pissed off enough at my job that I was like, I've got to do something. I need to grow a team. Like this challenge group, like 20% commission is just not cutting it. Like I could sell challenge packs and sling challenge packs for the rest of my life, but that's not what I was trying to do. I want to try to find some quality coaches that are like-minded and willing to put in some hard work and willing to make a post that took 30 minutes. It takes me a long time to make a fitness video. But you know what? That's part of my work hours. That's part of my visualization on my page that makes somebody stick around and show up the next day. You think it's a waste of time, so you put a sweaty selfie up there and call it good? It's not good enough because somebody's going to see it and say, oh, they like fitness, and keep scrolling. Oh, they worked out today. That's great. I want somebody to stop and be like, dang, that's a video. That's a full-on, like, she's got 7,000 followers. That's nothing on a like page, but somebody is going to say, this girl, she posted a HIIT workout. Like, that's awesome. Yes, it was just max 30 on demand, but I made it something that was more me. I didn't just say I accomplished max 30 and posted up a sweaty selfie to prove it. I showed them how they could do it, right? I made it a mom workout. I broke down 3 moves and said, hey guys, try this HIIT workout. I didn't want them to go to Shaun T's website or Shaun T's page and follow him. I wanted them to come back to my page the next day for the next 3 moves, okay? You've got to be thinking a step ahead, and sharing your containers on your counter is not enough. Sharing the half-eaten food is not enough. You need to put time and effort because that's who you're attracting into your business. All right, so here's your action steps. And we can talk about Instagram and a few things after this. I'll just stop sharing the screen so that we're not covered by a slide. Okay, so 3 things. Take 10 to 15 minutes. If you're like me and you have children and other things going on, it's going to take you a week because you're going to only have 2 minutes at a time. But I want you to, it doesn't have to be pretty. Get a piece of paper out. Write it down. I don't want it to be a note on your computer because it will get hidden. If your notebook looks like mine on my computer, you will never look at it again. So it needs to be in a notebook or a journal that you're going to see again, that you can post on a board or put on a magnet board or on your fridge, somewhere where you're going to see Courtney every day, right? So 10 to 15 minutes writing down who is your Courtney. And this, you guys see my examples. This wasn't just oh yeah, quick, write a slideshow. This is something I've thought through. She is a real person in my mind. When I go make a post, I'm like, gosh, I hope Courtney likes this post, right? I hope Courtney stops and likes this and comments on it. That took me 30 minutes to create Courtney. But it was stuff that I knew that I wanted in a coach, that I wanted in my team, that I wanted in an overall person to work with. So you need to figure that out and write it down. Secondly, find a partner who's not going to take it easy on you. Don't go pick Mona and be like, hey, Mona, be really nice. You know I'm new. You need to find somebody and say, maybe they're not even on your team. Go to the Inspire Empire and say, hey, will you go to my page and rate me and ask me or tell me if you would know that I'm a Beachbody coach, that I have something to offer that you could join. Because if somebody goes to my page and does not know that they can join my team, I'm doing something wrong. I'm posting too much fluff. I'm not getting down to the point. And somebody is going to see somebody else's coaching post. There are a ton of boosted ads, guys. You wonder why those coaches are in the top 10? It's because they can afford to spend $2,000 on an ad for somebody to click. It's visually appealing, and they click on it, and they sign up. And they're going to see that if they don't know that you're a coach and have a team to sign up with, okay? They want to sign up with you, but if they don't know that that's an option, they will sign up with Melanie Mitro. They will sign up with Anita Myron because they'll see their boosted post and go, I've been wondering about this. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to fill out the form, and they're going to tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it because they know what they're talking about. So whether you're an Emerald coach, whether you signed up yesterday or you've been an Emerald for months, like I was an Emerald for 11 months, my gosh, by month 11, I was like, if I'm a year in this business and don't hit diamond, I'm quitting. I wouldn't have, but I felt like it. But I preached on my page like I was a 15-star diamond. I was like, my team is rocking it. My team was my boyfriend and my friend down the street. And I bought her Shakeology because I didn't want to lose Emerald. I was not going to lose Emerald. Okay? So that is what I talked about. I said, join my webinar with me and my sweet coach, Anita. Like, we're the top 10 team. We're a rock star team. I didn't doubt myself because I was only an Emerald coach. I said, heck yeah, I'm going to do that. Heck yeah, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to keep preaching it till I get there. And I'm going to be not ashamed of what I'm putting on social media right now. I have all the tools to look like a top 10 coach. I'm going to use my little ring light that I bought on Amazon. I'm going to edit my pictures myself. I might not have an amazing photographer husband, but I can stand in front of a white wall with a ring light and then put it into PicMonkey and erase the dark spots and take the circles into my eyes and have a great headshot. If you go to my Instagram, I think, let's see, no, I don't have it. If you go to my Instagram, my profile picture of my Instagram is a selfie. And it's me in a romper from Old Navy down in my basement. That was a lot of filter work, and it was a ring light. I do not have a professional photographer when my hair is curled, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I made that face. I have no idea. You better believe I have 75 unused photos from that picture. And that is not vain, okay? I have so many photos that Aaron's like, you need to clear this out. I'm like, what if I need it one day? I won't because I'll have new ones. But don't be afraid to take a second to curl your hair and put some mascara on. That's not me every day. I don't have makeup on right now. I'm like, it's a team call, right? You guys know what real life is like. But you're attracting the people that want that lifestyle because we're going to that lifestyle, right? We're going to not have to be doing the daily midnight grind in 3 years. So right now, you've got to put the mascara on. You've got to have a profile picture that says I'm the boss of a CEO. I'm the CEO. Yeah, I know. I am. She thinks she's the boss, but she's not. All right, so get somebody to rate your page. I would highly suggest it be somebody that's not your success partner, not a team member, not somebody that's like fluff and stuff. Hey, like Jenna from down the street, will you check out my Facebook? Does it look like I'm a coach? No, you need to ask somebody that's going to be raw and authentic and say, I liked your banner, but like, no, I would have no idea that you had a team to join. I talk about coaching every single day. In 95% of my posts, I bring up coaching and why I love it and why it's part of my life and how somebody could just ask me about it and they could join my team. 95% of my posts are that. If you go to my page, my banner is way outdated. I just told Kendra today, I'm like, oh my God, that's next on my list. My new child isn't even on my banner. So, but you have to look at the post and say, if you were to scroll in the first 3 posts that somebody's going to see, if it's a workout picture, a picture of your food, and a picture of your kids, do they know you have a team to join? Do they know you have a challenge group? Do they know you have something to offer? Or do they just see a mom working out that's trying to eat healthy? They're going to move on. They might love you. They might follow you, but they're not going to join you. All right, so the last thing, once a week, take that time to visualize what your show is going to look like for the next 7 days. So you all probably, Mona tells you to schedule out your month. I don't know if she offers you a calendar, you know, your team calls and when your sneak peek is going to be and when your webinar is going to be. But at the beginning, at the top of your week, so Sunday night is a prime time to post. After I make that prime post, I look at the week and say, what's coming up and how can I make my week visually exciting to people? If I know it's going to take me 30 minutes to make a workout video each day, I know that needs to be scheduled in. If I know that I need a really good, pretty headshot for a webinar on Wednesday night, I better have that down pat of when I know I'm going to get a shower in. So you better believe it's going to be Erin's day off, and I'm going to be like, I'm taking a 40-minute shower and shaving my legs. I don't care if people know in that picture, but I know, and it shows in that picture, right? I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to smell good. You guys can't smell me through this, but woo, today was not the selfie day, right? I used a picture from like 5 days ago, okay? And that's okay. Store those photos. When you feel good for date night, Tell your hubby you need to go outside, get some good lighting, and ask them to take 50 pictures. Be like, oh, nope, the dog fence is in the background, can't use that one. Let's stand over here. That happens. Erin's like, can you go? She has the hiccups. I'm sorry, guys. She gets the hiccups more than she doesn't have the hiccups. The poor thing needs to go to the chiropractor. So take time to visualize your 7 days and what that looks like. And if you guys are all busy, I worked a full-time job, had a 1-year-old, was moving houses, was helping my sister plan her wedding, and was going through a rough time with my boyfriend when I started coaching. And yes, I made some awful posts, but I didn't let it stop me from talking about it. And now I'm like, okay, I know I have a webinar coming up. I need a bomb picture. And if I don't have one that I know I'm already going to use, I make sure to take the time to have that picture ready, have it edited, have the words on it, and ready to rock. I have my posts that I'm going to speak to people like this is my passion. I have those posts ready to go because I don't have, you see this? I mean, I don't have time. I don't have the time to sit there and make those glamorous posts every day. So I make sure that 1 day a week is when I set it up, okay? You've got to do that. Otherwise, you're going to come Wednesday night and be like, oh gosh, Mona said we have that webinar, and you're going to take a weird selfie in the dark, and you're going to say, are you interested in joining my creepy team? And it's going to be this picture, and people are not going to know. Like, no, I don't want to join that team. No, I want nothing to do with joining that, okay? So set it up. Visualize it. What's it going to look like? And that will help you. Okay, I'm sorry. I went like an hour. I'm going to stop sharing. I get like on my soapbox about this. My team's like, oh my God, here we go again.
Great, take it to church. We need to hear that stuff, girl. No, I appreciate that. It was great. I mean, I've started going out and watching your Instagram page, and everything you say is true about how you cleaned it up and how you just focus on these colors and just everything about the avatar. We actually had Rachel Allen on, and she spoke to us about avatars and how important. Yeah, avatar is a funny thing to say. I agree. But having your Courtney is such an important first step. And we do have that form in our team files. So now that you've challenged us again, we need to pull that form out, and we all need to figure out who our avatar, who our person is we're talking to. Because you're right, that's a first step. We don't know, we're all over the place. And I get that way too. I still get that way, but yeah. I don't know why this cat is in my face like this. It's the craziest thing.
At least it doesn't have the hiccups and it's not crying.
Really true. Hey, Allison's on there. Hi. So what personal development books or what do you listen to, or what do you
personal development? What?
Oh, she's eating.
He doesn't like when I talk and nurse. It's the weirdest thing.
I won't keep you much longer.
No, I just
know, but.
No, this time of night too. She'll be up till 3 a.m. doing this. So it's not like she's mad. She's just up and ready to rock. She slept all day. So personal development. I love reading self-care books. I've read the business books. I've read The Compound Effect and, the business side of things. To me, I am that girl that needs somebody in my face going, girl, you got this. Girl, you can do this. You are fabulous. You are beautiful. You are smart. So right now I'm reading, it's by Gala Darling, Gala Darling. It's called Radical Self-Love.
Oh, okay.
And it's literally about visualizing where you're going. It's about visualizing and being okay with where you're at, but not settling for good. That great is better. And so that book, and then I have a whole stack. Let's see. Girl Code is a really good one.
Yeah.
I like girly books. So again, going back to the Courtney, like, you just want to talk? You want to see everybody? Yeah.
Cutie.
Like, I just can't see anything.
Oh, what a beautiful.
So anything that's girly. Like, I love reading girly books. I don't read novels or like the romance stories, but I like stuff that's, again, that visually pleasing and soft and like, oh yeah. And easy reads. I don't like hard reads. I don't want to have to read the whole book to get a message. I want to read a chapter and really and then take 10 minutes to journal and feel like I took something away for the day, or that I can make a post about it. So girly books like that. I literally, so again, going back to that attraction marketing, I don't look books up or like, what's personal development? I go to Barnes & Noble and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that cover. That's how I pick my personal development books. That's how I do it. And most of the time, I really love them. So again, attraction marketing. If somebody's looking at your Instagram and going, oh my gosh, I love those pictures, she's going to like you, right? They're going to click with you because it's something you like. Most likely you're going to get along. So, I mean, that's what I do. Erin's like, do you really need 5? I'm like, but the covers, I can't pick one. Or I go to Amazon and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
On my desk. Look, it'll be lined up and nice.
Right.
Well, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I think Bree should look at our Facebook page. She will tell us.
Next call, just do like a call.
Megan has a question.
Yeah.
Can't wait. You're not unmuted. You're not muted. Hold on. There you go.
There we go.
Hello. Okay. Do you post the same things on Instagram that you post on your Facebook page?
On my like page and my Instagram. My personal page is a little more, personal. It's a little more family oriented. I post a day at the pool on my personal page. I don't necessarily post that on my like page or my Instagram. So if that makes sense, I draw people in with my like page and my Instagram. I attract those people, and most likely they're moms, they're people that get it. So when they add me on Facebook, they see I'm a real person. They see I'm like, oh yeah. I get it, right? It makes sense. But you're still visually pleasing on Instagram. So my like page is very similar to my Instagram. My Instagram is even more simplified than my like page. People get confused on Instagram. It's supposed to be pleasing to the eye really quick. Like pages, you can scroll. You can do a little bit of words. People aren't going to sit and read your whole post on Instagram. It has to be short to the point. I say no more than 2 paragraphs if you're going to do a long story post. And even that is long for Instagram. I do, like, the flower post, I literally hashtag what the flower is. That's it. Like hashtag lilacs. I don't need a post about why I'm posting it. I don't need to share what lilacs inspire me. No. Hashtag lilacs, move on with the day. So Instagram is very simple. Go ahead.
Do you direct message people to create conversations with them, or do you let them talk in your post?
From Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay, so here's this. I'm going to make a video on this. So when you asked me about Instagram, and my team is wanting this too, and it's something very new. So I was like, I'll tell you. Yes. So, I don't know if I can do. I don't know if it lets you do it on. I have Instagram pulled up. I'm gonna see if you can message.
But do you create relationships that way, just by like saying, "Hey, girl"?
It's more what it's called. So it's instant. So what I do is every, I would say 3 days, I do what's called a pop-up. And what I shared in that picture that you saw, that now hiring with that girl with the bikini on, that was me when I was 16, guys. So you don't have, use a pic. That's not me right now. I just had a baby. But I do pop-ups. So that now hiring, if you go to my Instagram tomorrow, it might not be there. So my Instagram has a flow to it. And when I say I'm now hiring 20 people, I leave it up for a 48-hour period. And I go and follow a bunch of people in hopes they follow me back. And to get good quality followers, you go to pages that you yourself like, or that like moms would like. Again, I mentioned the Hills, so I love Kristen Cavalier. I love her style. She's a mom. She shares kids' clothes. So I go to her. It's not stealing customers because she's a whole different database of what she has to offer. I wouldn't go to Mona Brown's Instagram and follow. But I go to these people that I enjoy. And they're famous and, whatever. They have a million followers. So I go to a picture that I'm like, gosh, I would be somebody to click on that picture and like it, which means Courtney would do the same thing. So then I go to that picture and I click on who's liked it and I follow. I go click follow, 1 through 100. I skip over the businesses. I skip over dudes. But pretty fast. If I hit the wrong one, whatever. And then I have an app called Follow Me.
Yeah.
And what this does is it shows who's not following you back. So after you've followed, and I do this is legit super easy, fast. I mean, I can do it while I'm nursing. I can do it in the car waiting to, like, I'll sit in the car before I go into school to get Sophia and literally do it in 2 minutes. And you go follow 50 people, right? And then at the end of the night, you let it sit, right? All those people that you followed, they will block you. So don't go like add 200 people, 200 people, 200 people, because then they'll be like, okay, you're crazy. But I think you can add like 50 an hour, 50 every 2 hours. I would need to look for sure. I don't have that much time, so I'll just kind of go follow for a second and then move on with my day. So then in the morning, before I go do following again, I go to that app, Follow Me, and see who hasn't followed me back, and I go unfollow, right? So your followers, you want to be higher. You want to look like the person that people are like excited to follow. Like, she's only following 100 people, but she's got 3,000 followers. This girl's got something to offer. So yeah, just like deleting friend requests, Allison, when you're used to going and adding friends on Facebook, right? You go and add friends and then they don't accept your friend request, you delete it. So it's the same thing. If you go follow somebody and then they don't follow you back, you go unfollow them. And you do this every single day. I went from 800 followers to 3,000 followers in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Okay? It works and you get quality followers. So you need to find some pages, whatever you like. If it's TLC shows, so like I love Little People Big World on TLC. And and it's funny because she's not even really part of the show, but Audrey is the wife of one of the sons. And I like her. And they have a mission for husbands and wives. It's called Give 50. And it's like this whole like campaign. They're Christians and they have this campaign for helping people, young couples, build relationships. Well, how perfect is that? I'm not married. I'm working on my relationship. She's inspiring. She's gorgeous. She has an amazing Instagram, an amazing message, right? Her page is aesthetically pleasing, and she has something completely different to offer. So I'm not stealing clients. I am simply going and finding my Courtney. And then I will go to her page and follow her followers. I'm like, oh, that's a cute picture of her and Jeremy. I'm going to go see who likes that and click follow for 50 people. And then maybe, in 2 hours, I'm going to go to Kirsten Cavaliers and follow on the picture she posted of her daughter, a romper, right? That's how you gain quality followers. You can do shout outs. You can pay. My shout out is literally that post that I make, then I disappear. So people aren't going to your page and seeing now hiring every 5 posts. Right. You want to delete that so that when somebody comes to your page, they still see, oh, you're fine. It's just a team call. It's not like anything. So that post, that now hiring, it's a very simple. You guys can go copy word for word. It's what Anita Myron uses. It's just edited to fit me a little bit. But what you're doing is getting email. So it's very direct. So you're asking me if I make relationships. Instagram is instant. It's direct. They are putting their email there because they want information. They don't want to beat around the bush. I don't want to waste their time, and I don't want them to waste my time. So when they drop their email, I have a coaching script. It's much like a challenge group script that you would use, when you're inviting on Facebook. It's the same thing. I collect their email, and in that email, I simplify, say, here's who I am. I saw you showed interest. Add me as, a friend on Facebook. Guess what? Friend request right there. And then it connects the dots, right? You can visualize this person. You can see who they are. They know who you are. And then you either continue through email and they sign up as a coach, or, they join you and add you as a friend on Facebook and they continue following your journey and seeing you. So again, if there's somebody instant in their Instagram, they see you, they want to join, and they join in your team, great. I've had 3 coaches sign up this month that way. This is the only 3 coaches I've signed up. And so it's very obvious that it's working because I've had a sneak peek. I've had other things going on, but I have yet to sign a coach from those things. But the Instagram, because it's a now hiring, and I say, I am looking for ... drop your email if you want information. And they're telling you they want information. So then I tag them and I say, I've emailed you. Or you can go to their, click on their Instagram account, and then at the top there's 3 little dots. And then you can click send message, and I have a very simple, hey lady, I saw you dropped your email for information on my now hiring post. I'm so excited to chat. Check your email. Okay? With the little hearts and the butterflies because I'm soft and girly and whatever. So you make your message, and then you just copy paste that to every single person that's dropped their email. And then you can screenshot the email so you can delete that post. Get rid of, or at least take their emails over and then delete that post. Right?
Right.
It gets traction, but then you want it gone. So then when you go follow more people, they see food, fitness, fun. They're going to follow you. And then you're going to have 100, 200, 300 new followers that when you hit that now hiring, people are like, oh, and you leave it at the top of your page for 48 hours, right in the middle there, right? So you want to make the now hiring post and then another post. So it's right in the middle. So when they come to your page and they're like, oh, what's this? I'm going to drop my email.
So smart.
Yep. So you're not going to go to my page and see more than one now hiring or looking for or challenge group. You're not going to see call to actions because they disappear. And people aren't going to think that's weird. They're, whatever, right? Because the way you scroll Instagram, you don't go to people's accounts all the time unless there's somebody famous. You're scrolling, right? So then that now hiring can pop up every 3 days. I can post it and it's going to pop back up in those people that are following me. But when they go to my page, they're not like, oh, she keeps posting this. Like, oh, no, I must have just missed it. So that's important too because you're not trying to be salesy or spammy, but you can delete it and then it's gone and then you can use the same thing. I've posted the now hiring that's on my page 3 times.
Oh, that's great.
And every time I get 5 to 10 emails. I've gotten 250 emails, so that's 250 leads. 80% of them have added me on Facebook. 3 have signed up as coaches. But I now have 250 emails. That's leads, right? That's people that drop their email.
That wanted,
right?
That wanted to know.
Yeah, that read the post, that saw now hiring, that were like, oh, that, yeah, right? And they're all my niche. They're all my Courtneys. Because I spoke exactly to what I was looking for. They came to my page and they're intrigued. They like what they see and they drop their email. Right?
Right. I
have girls that apply and I send the email and they're like, hey, I know it said 20 plus, but is 36 too old? I'm like, heck no, girl, you know? But they ask me because it's serious business. They're like, this girl is hiring for a position for her team. She's serious. I look the part.
Megan asked how many times you post a day. I try to post 3 times a day.
1 to 3. Okay. If I have a now hiring and I want that now hiring to stay at the top, I literally post that. And then another post later, I'll post a now hiring and then, one more so it sits in the middle. And then I might go 2 days without posting anything so it stays at the top. And then when I delete it, then I'll, again, go a day or 2 of posting, 1 to 3 times a day. It depends because if I don't have a quality picture or a quality post, I'm not just going to slap something up there to keep it going. If you look at a famous Instagram, you don't have to have 1 million followers. But if you look at any Instagram account that has a ton of followers or people, like that account, they're not throwing up posts willy-nilly. Kristen Cavalier posts up 1 post a day maybe, maybe 2. But it's something that I want to see. I go to her page and I'm like, oh, she posted. Make it scarce. Make them want to see what you have next. But don't be so much that it's obnoxious, okay? So your like page, your Facebook, 3 to 5 times a day. Instagram doesn't have to be as much because you're getting new followers every single day. You might be adding 3 friends on Facebook, whereas Instagram, you're getting 50 new faces on your page. You're getting 100 new faces on your page, okay? So you don't need 3 to 5 posts. You just need that 1 or 2 that keep that flow going.
That's great advice. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to. My sister just jumped on. She could be an Instagrammer hit right there. So this would be good for her to rewatch. Talking about you, Jenny. So any other questions? This has been awesome. I need to go revamp my whole Instagram.
And still see it super new because if you scroll my Instagram, there's junk. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's got a bunch of work. But that's what I've been doing. And Instagram is so great because what's awesome about it is there are so many eyes.
Right.
The algorithm is such that it just goes into the cycle of scrolling. Facebook won't necessarily show your post to the people you want to see it. Instagram, it's a whole network of people that are going to see it and you want to see it. It's going to be there. They're not like, we're not going to show it to that follow of yours or we're not going to show it to those followers. It's just in their feed, right? So if somebody's on Instagram using Instagram, they're going to see it. Or if they're going to your page, they're going to see it. If you go to somebody, if I go to Mona's Facebook, I might scroll and it'll skip posts. It'll jump a week, right? It'll go to the ones that were most liked or, whatever. I still am trying to figure out Facebook's algorithms, but it might skip. It might show 2 posts. I'll go to Erin's and I'm like, wait, didn't you post a video? Where'd that video go? Right? You have to click on photos and I know I saw that picture. So Instagram, it's right there. People go to your page and they see it in chronological order. They're going to see your now hire. So it's so much faster. I'm finding it to work really, really fast.
So what do you do if you don't have a personal Facebook page that you are running? What does someone do? Do they use a like page? Do they grow that? Or could you just grow your business straight off Instagram? What's your opinion?
Well, I mean, if you don't have Facebook, I think it's going to be hard because the groups and the trainings, you could technically do it through Gmail. I mean, I have my Gmail set up, I tag, okay, this girl got script 1, this girl got script 2 from Instagram. So you could do the same thing and send trainings that way. I'm not sure I guess you could use the app to run your challenge groups. So yeah, I mean, you would have to revamp. I like my Facebook. I like having groups running that way. It's more personal to me. But I mean, absolutely. I think somebody that's really invested in it absolutely could do it. For me, I like my Facebook groups, and probably because I joined when I joined. It'll be Snapchat before we know it. Like everything, like we'll have Snapchat groups. I don't know.
I'm sticking to IG and Facebook and dabbling in Snapchat right now.
My friend Michelle's like, "I'll run your Snapchat." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I don't even know. I haven't even searched Snapchat. Is it an app? I don't know. I have no idea. But
my stepdaughter's trying to teach me how to do that right now.
There you go. Well, this has been a great call, and we just thank you so much, Bree. I mean, seriously, you are the coach that I look at on our big team, and I go, gosh, she is just creative. She's always telling your story. Your stories are always beautiful on how you share your journey. And you do talk about coaching, but not like, come join my team. You talk about how it's affected your life and what it's done for you and Erin and Sophia and Penelope. And I called her Scarlett, and I'm so sorry because
that's okay.
I swear Scarlett and Sophia look just alike. It's crazy.
They do. We've said that ever since I joined the team. We've done comparison photos.
My daughter's name is Scarlett, and I say Sophia and Scarlett all the time. Like this.
And our dog's name is Stella, so it gets really confusing around here.
But you show your. You guys go and follow Bree or check her out. Just Bree Holland or Bree Get Fit, and just go check her out and see what she's talking about. Check her out. She's going places and she's rocking it. So thank you so much. I recorded this, so when it goes, I'll put it on YouTube and I'll send you the link for your coaches. Okay.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to. We really do need to do the avatar as a.
I think share them, snap a picture of or share, type them out and share with your team because I think people get I know when I first started coaching, I was so scared to post, I'm looking for moms for a challenge group. And I would see Anita post that and I'd take the post and I'd erase mom and I'd say people. Or I'd post girls or guys. Or I'm looking for ladies and men. Like, no, I'm looking for really stressed out moms with 2 kids that need help. That's what you got to be specific because I don't want the 35-year-old Sean in my challenge group of struggling women, right? Nobody wants that.
For Sean. Where's he going to go?
And so be okay with being specific. And as scary as it sounds, because you're like, well, what if Courtney doesn't exist this month and I don't hit Success Club? She does. You have to talk to a lot of people and you have to be invested in finding her. But the more you share that story and talk to Courtney, the more you will find that the right people come into the business, the right stories start coming to you because it's easier to post. When you aren't so scared to yes, Megan.
Sorry. No, how long have you been talking to Courtney? From the very beginning, or did it take you a while to figure it out? You might have said it, and I took a lot of notes, but I didn't see it.
No, I formulated so over time. It's evolved and become even more specific in I would say the last 6 months. When I hit Premier, I was running for Elite, and it was August, and Jeff, who is no longer with us, he's like, you can do it, right? And I was going after everybody and anybody. I was like, this is going to work. But when I realized that the right people weren't gunning for it, that I needed to do something different and I needed to find more me's and more of those people that were going to do it. And so I really had to get specific with not just, people think it's silly. Chelsea, what's her last name? Pearson. Chelsea Pearson will tell you, don't be afraid to turn somebody away. If it's a waste of their time or a waste of your time. If somebody doesn't feel comfortable with social media, I'm going to get really frustrated. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to add friends on Facebook, right? I want somebody that knows what Instagram is, that knows how to take a selfie.
Coachable and teachable.
Yeah, and so it might be different for you, but don't be afraid. Like, I have honed in this person because I was signing people up that I wasn't clicking with. I was like, that's really strange. She's like inspired by me, but then I would sign them up and I'm like, gosh, this girl is like radical about breastfeeding. And I breastfeed, but that is not my mission on my Facebook about like telling people why they should or shouldn't circumcise and why they should breastfeed or why co-sleeping is awful, right? And I signed these radical, crazy people up and I was like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't know why, like Amy Silverman, she world traveler, tattoo, free bird person. Like, I'd be like, I'm a mom. I'm really boring. Sorry. So I think honing in the last 6 months and saying, I need to find that specific person that's going to vibe with our tribe instead of trying to adapt to somebody that I don't need to adapt to. I'm not going to be a radical breastfeeder. I'm not the one posting pictures. Somebody got offended that I posted a breastfeeding picture and it was about like working from home and it wasn't like this radical breastfeeding thing. And I was like, I just happened to take a selfie and she was in it and that's really not me at all, but okay. So I think just knowing specifically.
It is no surprise why you have such a successful team. And I can hear your passion and your presentation was awesome. And
great. And I want you guys to know that your posts, like I said, I don't have a photographer boyfriend. He sucks. I'm just like, no, I'll be like, hey, can you take this picture? Never mind. Let me do it. I need to get a selfie stick because I'm like, can you take this picture from right? Never mind. He doesn't get it because he can't visualize what I'm trying to do. And so just know all the pictures that I take, I purposefully make my food pretty, right? You have to take time. You have to take the time to make pretty stuff. It doesn't have to be pretty like Bree pretty. It doesn't have to be flowery if you're not a flowery chick. You might be a guy's girl. You might be into sports. But make it visually pleasing to who you're trying to reach. Because the second you do that, you're going to attract people like that. Instead of it not making sense, instead of you not taking the time and you taking that shadowy selfie of you working out and saying, I did max 30, who cares, right? You want to make it pleasing for them to come back. And so all my pictures, they're not, amazing photographer, but I do put them through 50 filters. I do have perfect 365 to remove the bags under my eyes. I do use Instagram filters. I do real mom posts too. I was at the pool the other day and posted up a picture.
Good picture.
But a lot of my posts I put through 50 different apps. I open it in this app to recrop. I open it in this app to shape. I open it to do the makeup. I do that because it's my business. Because I'm a CEO of a company, those posts are my bread and butter of who I'm attracting. So don't think that, I can't make a picture like that. You can. It took me a lot of training. I sat and watched YouTube videos. I didn't know the first thing about PicMonkey. I didn't know how to erase an image or make a banner. Train yourself on that. That's part of knowing your business and part of social media. So,
well, we're coming to you, and we're going to get you to look at our Facebook pages.
Okay. We can do just like a judge my page.
My Facebook page.
Yeah, I feel like judge is a harsh word, but yeah, rate my page.
And the floor opens up, and we fall through it. No.
You suck on. No.
Oh, girl, thank you so much for your wisdom and your knowledge. This is good. We all will work on find 2 social media things to be really expert about, in our business, and then making it the best we can and learning, like you said.
Yeah.
So we have a couple more hours to achieve success public if you haven't hit yet. And so go out and just rock out the rest of your night. I have one person waiting to talk to me, and she's in Texas, so she's an hour behind, I guess. She's in Texas with Karen. I've got a girl that's in Texas. She's in somewhere, and so I'm going to talk to her right now. But you guys, thank you, Bree, so much. And
You're welcome.
Up and then back down to our groups, and I'll message it to you. Okay, girl?
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Want to get one picture for the heck of it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Let me wait.
Hurry, wait.
There's a light.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. Yes. I will put a flower where you are.
Yeah. I'm like the glitter.
Here we go. Okay, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I took it.
Penelope wasn't looking too
felt good about it. All right, guys. I will send it to you.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming. Bye, everybody.